With the NFL's negotiating period kicking off before free agency starts officially on Wednesday, we're already getting news of several players inked to new deals, including tight end Luke Farrell from the Jacksonville Jaguars. San Francisco, for the last couple of years, well actually ever since George Kittle has been drafted, has been looking for a reliable number 2 tight end. Last year they tried out Sauber, but I thought he was pretty inconsistent. So this year, they're signing Luke Farrell to a 3-year deal worth $20.25 million. So San Francisco obviously has a vision for Luke Farrell. So in this video, I want to dive a little bit deeper into the player Luke Farrell is, so we can understand the player San Francisco is getting and why I think it's an immediate upgrade in their tight end position. Starting out, what immediately stands out about Luke Farrell's game is just how dominant he is as a run blocker and pass blocker. In the run game, he has a nasty streak of driving people into the ground. Meanwhile, PFF gave him a pass block grade of 86.2, and he only allowed 1 pressure on 49 pass block snaps this season. He also has pretty prototypical size, coming in at 6'5", weighing 250 pounds. He's also 27 years of age, so he's right in the prime of his career, and I think this move makes a lot of sense for San Francisco. By having a player like Farrell, you can keep him in blocking while George Kittle goes out and runs routes. But he also has the athleticism to hurt a defense that's not accounting for him. He ran his 40-yard dash in 4.79 seconds, and I would say his strong suit in this aspect is his hands. Essentially, if you throw the ball his direction and get it within his wingspan, he's going to come down with it. It's pretty great to see him catch like this because I think San Francisco needs a weapon in the passing game as well. So starting out, I'm actually going to be looking at him there. And what stands out probably the most here to me outside of his hands is his ability to just bulldoze through people. A lot of times on tape, the first tackler would just bounce off. Here against the Tennessee Titans, for instance, the Jacksonville Jaguars are running a play action with Farrell running to the flat. And you can see how he catches this, breaks his first tackle, and gets several more yards because of this YAC ability. Honestly, it reminds me of San Francisco's entire team. They're the YAC brothers. And it's not like he's just running through people. On this tight end screen, for instance, he has pretty great elusiveness breaking this tackle and then gaining a couple more yards. But as I was highlighting earlier, he can also just run through a boatload of people. Here it's a simple check down, but once again, there's a couple more yards picked up there because he breaks the tackle. And it's almost every single time you see him catch the ball. Once again here, catches it, a few more yards because of a broken tackle. And even when he's not breaking tackles, he's dragging his man for several yards. Take this smaller defensive back, he takes him on the ride of 5 yards. And when you don't account for him in the passing game, as I alluded to earlier, he has athleticism to torture defense. Here against the Texans, for instance, once again, he's just the check down option. But look how open he is. No one's even close to him. So he's able to take this for 43 yards. And then watch how he finishes this run. If this isn't almost a George Kittle type of run, I don't know what is. This is a type of play I love seeing out of a tight end. Punish those defenders and show them what's up. But this isn't the only play that stands out on Farrell's passing game. I also think Shanahan is going to use him on a lot of these seam routes. Here against the Ravens, for instance, you can see how he's able to quickly split this zone coverage, this cover 2, and find the soft spot, and then goes up and makes a beautiful catch. And even when getting blasted, he doesn't fumble the ball. And as a check down option, he's extremely reliable. If there's a man draped all over him, 2 men draped all over him, he's going to catch that ball. I love this ability out of him because it is something San Francisco frankly hasn't had for the last couple of years. But as I was mentioning earlier, his true strength as a tight end is his ability to pass block and run block. He's dominant there. Starting out with his pass blocking, what was extremely impressive to me is how he was routinely able to shut down bigger defensive ends. Here, for instance, he gives Trevor Lawrence enough time to throw. In a similar way on this play, both of these tight ends will be blocking this defensive end, and you can essentially see how Farrell wipes him out by himself. Outside of protecting Purdy and his UCL, Farrell should be able to open up some massive lanes in the running game. Not only can he just down block, but I think his best aspect here is double teaming up to the second level. Here, he checks 61, gets up to 43, and watch this hook block. It's done to near perfection. He flips his hips, cuts off 43 from this side of the play, which ultimately springs this back for a massive run. He's also so smart when blocking. Here, he double teams, but sees 45 breaking off his man, so he's able to pick him up, ultimately giving this back more room to work and pick up a lot of yards. So ultimately, when I look at this signing of Luke Farrell to the San Francisco 49ers, I believe Kyle Shanahan has himself an offensive weapon. Not only can he block, but can also go out there and burn your defense. But ultimately, these are just my thoughts on San Francisco signing Luke Farrell to a 3-year deal worth $20.25 million. And I'd like to hear your thoughts down below. Are you excited about this deal? And what do you think it spells for San Francisco headed forward? It would also mean a ton to me if you could like and subscribe. And as always, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day.